Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. I'm your host, Bob Pace, and tonight we're talking about fighting CPS and save our children. It's a worldwide live stream anywhere you have internet. We have over 23 countries that have visit this live stream either by texting or phone calling. They've communicated about their CPS. It is a problem everywhere. I've talked to over 2,500 people from around the world, starting in Indonesia to Bangladesh to India, up to the Middle East to Saudi Arabia to Libya, over to Africa, the country of Africa, talking to Liberia, and then Sudan, and then Republic of Congo, over to Rwanda, down to Mozambique, and then the provinces of South Africa, up to Europe, to the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and then Denmark and Sweden. Then across the pond in North America, Canada, its provinces. And of course, the USA, all 50 states have texted in or called in, including, it's not a state, Washington, D.C. Then south of the border, been Mexico. Then further south in South America, north of Brazil on the east coast, Grenada. Then across the South Pacific, New Zealand, and the land down under, Australia and its 4 states. So I'm so glad you found me on Facebook. And my morning show is on at 10 o'clock Monday through Friday, and then again at 8 o'clock on Saturday and Sunday. Now, my evening show is on 7 p.m. every night of the week. As it gets close to football and other activities come up, I may change those times, especially on Friday. If there's a home game, I follow high school football, and I have my favorite team that I've followed, and my son played on it, and I have other boys I know on it. So I come on a little bit earlier on Friday night lights, so I come on earlier there. Also, there may be activities that I need to attend, so I try to work it out. But I've been doing this steadily. I've talked to over 2,500 people from around the world, and they all have something in common, including myself. We ran into a rogue CPS. I call CPS the Child Protection System. But the one I ran into in my experience, the one that you all have run into, has been the rogue, meaning they've gone bad. They're more interested in the money than they are about doing family reunification or keeping the family together. They want to break apart the family, alienate the family, and traffic the kids. Not only there, but they also do it at the hospital when you're taking your children in to emergency care, urgent care, or you're planning to have a baby. They try to steal your children there. It's sad. It's sad. Fighting CPS is like doing open heart surgery. It's very complex. The workers lie, they retaliate. I know from firsthand experience. And this is some area that you need to have an attorney. And a lot of you don't get that life skill where you learn about how to get legal insurance. Now, I've been broadcasting legal insurance for a long time. A lot of things people don't think about. But if you have legal insurance, you guys can get yourself an attorney who can, the insurance company will pay the retainer and the cost of the attorney. Not only is it CPS, you may have DUI that you have to fight about or some other crime or something. So besides getting life insurance or pet insurance, or medical insurance thing, you need to get legal insurance. And I've seen quotes for as less as 50 cents a day or a premium of say $365 a year. I mean, even $1,000 would be worth it to have a premium that would protect you because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to happen. It cost me my forever home. I don't know how the emphasis, how important it is to get legal insurance. Now, the show is based on you guys communicating and interacting. So I'd love to have you talk to me on the show. And right now, we don't have anybody. Okay, I was looking for something that fell. Now, one of the first things you can do to interact with this podcast live stream, is to text me a message. Now, right there, it spells it all out for you. Just read the banner and follow the directions. Another way is to be a guest on my live stream. All you do is contact my show producer, Grace, send her an email, pick one of the 18 shows. And she'll send you a link. It'll get you on StreamYard, which is a software application I use. And you're all set to go. And you can ask a question. The nice thing about being a guest is I can take 9 of you at once. When you call in, I can only talk to you one at a time. So pick one of those 14 shows that I'm on during the week. Just say I want to be Bob's Sunday morning show or Friday night show or Wednesday morning, whatever. And she'll send you the link. The link will get you on StreamYard, which is a software application I use that uses YouTube. Now, lastly, I got my phone number. You can call me at 626 698 0990. And that phone number, make sure I'm turned on and make sure I get my calls. It's internet based. So anyway, we got some people in the room. Hopefully, get some of my family members. That's all of you been in there. I'm trying to adjust the screen so you best see me there. The other number on the screen, the 888-888-6582, is the law office of Vincent W. Davis. That's where you can talk to my attorney, schedule an appointment. You're going to reach reception, so make sure you tell them that Bob Pace sent you. Introduce yourself. Bob said to call here. And you may want to find out the want to find out the show times for live streams that Mr. Davis does, that I do, and other people too. We have live stream Mondays and Wednesdays. We have a sweet lady in New York. I think it's Rochester, New York, that does her show on Monday nights at 5 o'clock our time, 8 o'clock her time on the East Coast. Then we have Deidre that does her show from Orange County, and her show's on Wednesday nights. And Vincent does the office hours during the week, and at 10 o'clock on the weekend on Saturday, he has a live stream. But anyway, there's a lot of information you get from calling that number. So keep it handy. And if you do speak to Mr. Davis, make sure you tell him that Bob Pace sent you. And you can book him. If you need an attorney, he's available. He's in LA County, and his retainer is $5,000 starting out for LA County. That's an approximation. And his rate's $500 an hour. But all depends on the complexity of your case and how long your case has been going on. He goes to all the 50 states too. He'll help out. He'll even help out people in faraway places like South Africa. So he really cares about fighting CPS. He has been fighting CPS for 39 years. He once was in foster care himself. He's a trial attorney. He's also a civil rights attorney. He has fought civil rights for people, won millions of dollars against CPS for wrong things that they do. They do commit perjury. I know firsthand experience about that. They do steal and they do lie, and I just go on and on. It's sad, but that's the entity. And I'd say 50% of CPS is bad. Not all of it, but 50% is. Now I'm going to put the comments as they come in, so you'll see them on the screen. I'll put that comment so you'll see them come on the screen. Now, some people are supposed to call me tonight by now. They should be calling me any minute. Mm, mm. Um, you know, you probably don't understand what CPS is until you experience it firsthand, and that's the sad part. Is it can be very, very dangerous. Now, a little bit of history of the CPS is that it officially got started in 1962. The protection of children have been around forever, but it's been bits and pieces. In fact, they were more concerned about our animals. The Humane Society was started long before the Children's Society for treatment of children was started. It's sad. They're more concerned about our pets than our children because our children are being abused and neglected. There's no question about that. But what's also happened, the pendulum has swung. So now the parents that have not a really true case because of their living style and because of maybe some hiccups, they're being persecuted. And so I'm here to help you get through it. You know, it starts with a phone call, either by a professional reporter, like a school teacher, a nurse, a police, or fire that are professionally trained to report cases of abuse. But they're only right half the time. They're wrong the other half of the time. Then there's a lay person, a common person like your family and friends and relatives, the person at store and stuff. They're only right 25% of the time. They get it wrong 75% of the time. This is really, really, really sad. And the other thing is, too, CPS, once they call in, they believe the story. They believe you're guilty. They do believe you're guilty. Mhm. Well, we have some people in here, but I don't see my regulars. My family's missing. No one's asked me any questions. Um, we're into this live stream, 20 minutes in, and I've had no phone calls and no questions or comments about anything. Oh, wait, we got somebody. Megan Tabitha. Well, you're from LA. I know who you are. Welcome. You're one of about 10 different names. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you have a question for me, Megan? Do you have a question for me? A CPS question. That's what I'm looking for. I want to answer your concerns. Now, I've come up with 5 rules. They're simple. One, you get an attorney, and I mean a real attorney, somebody that's trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. Two, you do documentations. You start a journal or you start a timeline incident um, form. You get that notebook, you put those tabs in there and organize it. Put everything you can into that notebook. Three, you never open a door to social workers or police and you do not talk to them. If you do encounter them outside, then be nice to them, but tell them if it involves a legal matter, ask them, does this involve a legal matter? If they say yes, then tell them you need your attorney present and you have to get back to them, that you can't talk further and you can't see them. And whatever you do, don't let them in the house because they'll look at things. They think it's a right to get in the house, and you may be unprepared for what they may find. And also, if they ask for your children, don't. You don't have to let them in your home. You don't have to give them the children. There's only 3 ways they get in. One is if they hear a commotion going on, like a child's hurting or crying or something, they're going to break in and come in. Or you may think, oh, I can open the door and let them in. No, that's a no no. That's a no no. Third, they have a warrant. Well, if you see the warrant and you're awake outside, then that's one thing. But most of the time, you should be in the house with the door closed. Okay, we got a call again here. Good evening. And yes, just introduce yourself if you can. All right, this is Nilly. She had called me earlier in the day. And what part of the world are you from, Nilly? Okay, she's in Apple, California. That's near San Diego, right? Oh, it's out past Corona. It's in the Inland Empire. Gotcha, gotcha. So you must be in Riverside County. Okay, okay, all right. Now, do you have a story to say, or you have some questions to ask, or do you have both? Okay, great. Well, can you kind of start from the beginning so my listeners can hear about your story? Can you stop there for a second? You said your cousin had a baby. What was she charged with? Substance. Oh, that's right. You were telling me earlier today she was smoking marijuana. Oh. Oh, okay. Well, around children, that is allowable. So that was a mistake that she made. So that's why the child was taken away because the child would be in danger with the crystal meth. Okay. So, but they didn't try to do a family reunification and have her still keep her child or not? Well, they can do that if they do a formal adoption. Once the adoption's over, they can change the name. Okay, question. The birth certificate. Who is the birth certificate issued to?
That's the thing. That I did not get the birth certificate, but I did get the Social Security card. So
Yes,
no
but
one
here's
knows.
what
Nobody
happens.
knows.
Here's what happens is that she had substance abuse. She's in the hospital. They're going to take the child away. And right away, there's these adopted people that want the child because one, it's a lot easier to adopt a child through CPS than to do it the formal way. Two, they get money from CPS to help raise that child. So there's a
Yes.
benefit, and they get more than money. They get a lot. And so what they probably did is they probably put their names on the birth certificate, did they not?
No, they didn't even have that. See, that's why this is so complex. Like, I said because when I asked the social worker, I said, "Hey, I have the baby's the social security card, and you guys are naming him another name, yet this is his name, obviously, because
Mm-hmm.
it's the name." And I'm not sure if I could say it here, but anyway, his original name. So she
Right.
tells me, how, how did you get the social security? I said, I don't know. They mailed it to me. She said, send it to me. And I said, no. I said, I'm not. I haven't
Well,
even, since I ever did
first
it.
of all, the mother should have all that. The problem being, before the mother leaves the hospital, she needs to ask for that documentation. Most people don't know that. Most people don't know that. When you
No.
have a baby at the hospital, you're going to get a birth certificate, a social security card. You're supposed to hang on to them. Don't let social workers grab it because they'll use it.
Oh,
They will use it. No, you can't trust social workers. They're not to be trusted. They have alternative motives there. They see a child with a mother on substance abuse, they see a gold mine. It's all about money. It's
yes,
all about money. They
yes,
say, oh, wow, there's a mother on substance abuse. We'll nail her, take the child, and we'll grab the paperwork before she knows about it. And then we'll change the names on the birth certificate.
yes. And well, the CPS worker claimed that they didn't have this. She said, don't worry about it. You don't want to give me the social security card. We're gonna ask to get those from the records, the birth certificate. Um, so I never knew. They never got back to me
Well,
to
did you
tell me
maybe
what
ask them?
exactly
Did you
happened.
maybe ask them, do you have the birth certificate? Did you ask the social worker that question?
They said they didn't. They
Okay.
said they didn't, but that they were going to ask for it, the records.
Yeah.
So they never got back to me on that. And
Did
then
you ever think about
not
going to
only
the
that, but
hospital and asking it that you're a cousin of the mother and that you want the documentation for the mother? Did you ever ask the hospital?
no, no, it's because I mentioned, I've never been through a situation. So it's like this is all fairly new to me, and I'm just finding out things, from other people. Like, hey, that's illegal. Hey, that other thing's illegal. Like they circumcised him, but they're not, they haven't adopted him yet. But I don't even think he has medical issues. But they just
Right.
circumcised him. So they allowed her to do that as well. Then my cousin tells me, hey, I lost custody a long time. And then when I get the lawyer tells me, no, she didn't. So then I said, who told you this? Well, the CPS worker said that I already lost custody from the baby a long time ago. And I said, no. She said they made her sign papers in the hospital when she was sedated. So she signed papers, she don't know what she signed. Um,
Yeah.
and then now, yeah, and then the father, he's not on the birth certificate, so he's been asking the workers for paternity tests, and they kept on ignoring him, ignoring him, ignoring him. So finally, they allowed him to do it like last week, barely, but I don't know if it's too late because we do have a court date on the 21st and the 22nd of this month, which I don't know if they want to terminate my cousin's rights so that they could adopt. So I don't know if now they have to wait for the result or what's going to happen there because he said that he, from his understanding, that once it comes out that he is the father, then he's able to, I guess, say where the baby goes.
Yes, he has a right to do that.
Okay, okay, so maybe that's a good thing. I hope. Yeah.
I'm really sorry, but that is true.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well that's good because he actually wants the baby with me, and that's the reason why they kept on avoiding his calls, avoiding his
Well, the
when it's
baby
possible
should
they
be the
didn't want to
first
be with the
choice. The
participant.
first choice is the baby should be with the mother and father. If it's not possible, the mother
Yes.
and father, it should be with a family member. It should never be with strangers. The best parents to raise a child are the biological parents, not foster
Yes.
care, not foster care.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. Yes. So so right now, also what's going on is that so the other baby that was adopted, I had asked the workers, hey, is there any way that I could like be in contact with him so that he could meet his little sister? So they always left me, um, unanswered. Like, well, we'll call you. We'll let you know. We have to talk to the parents. We'll let you know. But now that I'm looking at the paperwork that my cousin gets in the mail from the court, they're actually writing a letter to the judge, and they're asking him to leave the baby with them because first that he has medical issues, so they've been taking him to the doctor, and the doctors he loves his doctors, he loves his brother, he loves all the details, right?
Right.
And they also say that what else? That the father never came through for the DNA. And then the third one, that every time that he comes, that we have visits with him, he falls ill, which is not true because if they were to see the camera, the baby gets excited when he sees them. They also said that CPS contacted them with the other parents, the adopted parents, and that now the two little boys have been close to them. And that the adopted parents have mentioned to them that if the baby doesn't go with them, then the baby will no longer be able to see, their baby because they don't want no contact with the biological family. So then it's unfair because that baby has nothing to say. He has already adopted the other baby, yet they're putting all the CPS wants to get with them. Basically, it's just a lot. It's a lot. It's like a big report. Um, Basically saying why the baby should be there. But I'm thinking that they're kind of scared maybe because they know they messed up with the name by allowing her to name the baby. In the doctors and the dentist, everything. He's known by that other name that's not his name.
Okay. Okay. I had your volume kind of messed up, so I think I got most of that. The problem is they're trying to railroad a lot of stuff past you, which is a shame. You need to rebuttal the letters. You need to write the judge. You need to say the father needs to be aggressive and demand that he has his right to his child. He was not substance abuse. There's nothing negative charged against the father. And the father could take care of the children if he has a home that he can take care of the child.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. He doesn't have a home. I think he's also using, but he wants the baby with me.
Well, if
Like
he's
so
using
the thing
drugs,
is,
if he's using drugs, that is a no-no. He has to establish that he has a place to raise a child. He has a job they can afford to take the child. They're going to use so much against him.
okay, yeah,
You
oh
see,
God,
I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to be a nice intermediator and step in. The problem is the mother screwed up with the substance abuse, and she should never have been using
yeah,
any kind of substance with the birth of a child. That's wrong. So, but the father could get that child if he exercises his rights, if he's clean, he has a home, and he has a job. And if he doesn't have a job,
yeah,
doesn't have a home, and he's a substance use, they're not going to give him the child.
mm-hmm.
Now, the reason why these other people want a child is because they probably can't afford to get a child. Because if you adopt a child in the state of California, it's a very expensive process. It's a very long vetting process. It takes years to get a child and
Yes,
it takes a lot of money. So they
yes,
choose to become a foster care because foster care they're given to children with no questions asked. It's really sad how bad the foster system is in California. It's really bad.
yes, yes, it is. And with the judge as well, like I don't know if it's just me or if it's unprofessional, but in one of the court hearings, um, you know, when they say, oh, the maternal cousin is here, this lawyer is here, and they present each other. So they said, oh, the caregiver is here, and then he waved at him and said, how are you? Hey, I see you. And I said, well, right there, it's like telling me that I kind of know what's going to happen. What the outcome is probably going to be, just for the fact of how, I don't know if they have a friendship. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that's good. Is that like normal? I don't know.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Yeah. And when I let my lawyer know about it, I said, hey, you were there and you saw that. Like what was that all about? Why would he do that? Like, if he's taking sides of what's happening. And at the end, I got my lawyer kind of screamed at me, and she said, hey, don't be talking about my judge like that. My judge will never do that. So right now it's like, okay, I don't know if everybody's like, now, is she against me or is she with me or what? She's supposed to be defending me. So it's kind of hard. I mean, it's very stressful and overwhelming.
Oh, I know it. It's really weird. I must be a masochist because I go through this this CPS over and over that I went through, and I'm still dealing with it. I'm still dealing with it, and it is hard. It is hard.
So, I mean, now I just have to wait and see, what happens the 21st and the 22nd. And, I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but at the end, I don't know. I mean, for everything that I've been hearing from many people now, it's,
Unless you got the money for an attorney and you're really rich, you might as well. You can't fight them because they're too powerful. Money is the corruptness evil of this agency.
yes, yes, yes. Because I actually was thinking of, doing that, but I mean, well, like I said, I just hope for the best. I hope that everything goes well. And, I feel bad for many people because I had heard, things, but now that I'm living it, it's like now I feel even more compassion, because it's hard. It's really hard, really, really hard. A very bad experience. Yeah.
I'm so sorry you're going through this. It really is. It's really, really a hard thing. It really is.
Yeah. And now, it's like, and, I did have a question in regards to, because I had asked my lawyer, but she told me that I couldn't. That I could actually write a letter to the judge myself.
You can write a letter to the judge. I'm not going to say if the judge will read it or not, but you could write a letter addressed to the court. But you have to go to the clerk's office of the judge and make sure she gives it to the judge.
Okay, and then how do I do that exactly though? Like, to get this information, I have to go to
Well,
that
you
court.
say you find the judge's name and you address it to the judge. You say, Your Honorable, so and you put the subject, you put a reference. Okay, your subject is going to be to what do you want to get from the judge? What do you want to get from the judge? Help to adopt a child?
Yes, to adopt
Or
my
to, okay, your subject matter is help to adopt so and so. Your reference is going to be the case name, which will be the lady's name and the case number. So you have a subject line and a reference line. And you make it to the Superior Court of such and such, or Riverside, the address, the Honorable Judge so and so. Then you address it and you write in your own words what you want to accomplish with that. And then after you put it all together, you sign it, make sure you have a date on it, and then you take this envelope and address the envelope and then take it to the courthouse to the clerk. And then you say to the clerk, please give this to the judge on this particular case.
Okay.
And
Okay.
if
I
you
will
want,
do so.
you can get, you get her name of who you served it to. So, and also put your phone
Okay.
number on there too.
Okay. My phone number. Okay. Okay. I will try to do that because I don't know why my lawyer said I couldn't do that.
Well, first of all, I don't know what kind of attorney you got.
I don't either. Like that. The person that actually gave me her information is my cousin's PA, the one that's supposed to be representing her. So he said, for this one, I think you better get a lawyer. But he actually said he knew a good lawyer, and like I said, I've never been in this situation, so I went by what he said, what he, with this lady. But I think this lady works with the courts as well because for her, she's always there. Even before I hired her, she was always in the courtroom. But that's where she works. I believe that's the only courtroom she probably works for. So for her to be telling me that her judge will never do that because that's what she said. If my judge will never do this, my judge wouldn't dare do that. It's like, okay, so you work for them. So I don't know. I don't know if she's family law.
What's her background?
Her in nursing.
I'm sorry, what?
What do you mean, like her?
Well, is she trained in juvenile law, family law, and dependency law? Is she maybe a criminal
I think it
attorney?
was.
Is she a divorce attorney? Is she a real estate attorney? What is her background?
I think it's family law. I believe it's family law.
Well, that's one part of the puzzle. In the family law, there is dependency law and juvenile law.
Yes.
Does she have those?
Yes, I think it's juvenile.
Okay. All right.
But everybody there in that couple seems to know each other, like her, with the others, with the court that they call it the court, and the workers. So I don't know if that has. I mean, I should have checked before. I know, but like I didn't know any better. So now that I'm seeing this, I regret it because I think it's just like money wasted because she doesn't even answer my calls. I call her, she doesn't answer me. She just wants me to text her. And like now we have to court on the 21st and 22nd, yet she hasn't called me to not even prepare me or, to tell me what's going on, if I was supposed to testify already or not because she said she wanted me to testify.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so right now I don't know. I don't even know where we're at. I mean, it's 2 days away, and I don't know what's going to happen or what exactly the court, was for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, we'll see. I mean, on the 22nd, I don't know if you would like me to call you back and just let you know what the outcome was.
I would definitely like you to call me back. I definitely want to try to help you. It's really a hard case that you're going through.
Yeah, that is, and everything that started all this was because that worker said she called me, which she never did, because everybody saw me in the room. They said, "Why now? Why now?" And I said, "Why now? What?" I was confused, and they said, "Well, why now? Because you said you didn't want the baby. Why are you coming now?" And I said, "Nobody ever called me. Nobody called me. Nobody asked me anything. The only people that called me was this worker or two workers, but they were looking for my cousin. They never asked me, if I wanted the baby. Now, with the first child, they did call me and they asked me, but unfortunately, I couldn't because I had so much to fix in my house. They wanted me to add another room. They wanted me to fix the kitchen. They wanted me to, literally just to do a lot. They gave me like a time frame, and I couldn't accomplish it. So, somebody else unfortunately was able to adopt.
Yeah, I know it's really a hard decision that you're making there. There's no question about that.
And it's crazy because I have to move out of my house to get another house because my parents were living. They're living with me. My uncle, my grandfather, and so I said, you know what, we're gonna have to move out and be able to get the baby. So the court was actually hurrying me up. Like, so when are you gonna get an apartment? When are you gonna get a house? What's going on? You need to for us to go forward. You need to get something. So I ended up getting this place that I'm at now. Um, and we passed, I mean, everything like quickly. We did the software college, we did the CPR classes, we did all the interviews, um, the house, like the life scan, everything passed. And yet the baby's still out here. So, I mean, but I guess it is what it is. So.
Yeah, yeah.
So I guess we'll for sure get back on the after the 22nd, and to let you know what happened after.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. That is a hard decision you got to make there. Let me answer some of my room comments. Don't go anywhere. Stay on my phone here. I said hello to Megan um, Tabitha from Los Angeles and welcome. And if you want to call in Megan, maybe after my person I have, you can. Hello, Bartley. So good to hear from you. Bartley is a wonderful mom from Burke County, Georgia, excuse me, from Montana. Montana. She's from Montana. And she was wrongly arrested and she lost her son wrongly. And so they went overboard. And so, what's the latest, Bartley? Tell me. And Anna Rachel Smith is from Lynchburg, Virginia. Welcome, Angel. Anna, she used to live in Florida in the foster care. And she says, "Hi, Papa Bob. I'm late joining. I've been renting my Lifeway uh, under our local news, ABC 13. And that's in Lynchburg, Virginia. There's an investigation report on a local Nielsen County CPS agency. They need to continue the coverage and keep investigating. I can send you the link to the report later. I wish you would, Anna. Thank you. And hello there, Cruella. That is Felicia. She is from Oxnard, California. She has a case in Ventura, California, involving her two little babies. It's so good to hear from you. I've been worried about. She's been wrongly evicted, and so she's been evicted out of her home where she was taking care of her mother. What's the latest, Cruella? Tell me more, okay? So right now we have a wonderful. I would want. Do you have children yourself?
Me?
Yeah.
Uh, yes, I
Okay. I
have
just wanted
one
to call you a mother. I did
children.
not want to call you a mother. I just said we have a wonderful mother who's trying to save her cousin's child. Her child, her cousin's child, because she's substance abuse. They took the child away because she was substance abuse, and the father, I guess, doesn't have the necessity to take over the child, even though he's not been accused of anything. But he needs a job and he needs a home. And so, what the cousin, the person on my phone talking right now, is trying to do is trying to adopt her cousin's child, but she's running against the obstacles because the Riverside County CPS is really bad. So, um, anyway, um, ah, so anyway, I'm trying to think of the right word to say. What other questions do you have for me?
So that was basically that I was able like to to the CPS system and I mean But now that what I'm hearing is a little bit difficult. But I would have loved to do that, to sue and see, because this is all like health information. It's like they made me move out of my home. Like they were hurrying me up to do so, so I had to like hurry and get what I could and, make a lot of movements, a lot of, time, money, and all that. We did everything, we complied with everything that they said, yet they're making it very difficult.
No. I'm looking at my notes. You have to understand, I'm multitasking. This live stream involves looking at the screen and all the people that come on. And Bartley was, yeah, she was saying there, I've talked to the attorney today that just got back from her 30-day trip to Europe. And I'm being told I will hear back from both of my attorneys tomorrow or by Thursday. Well, that's good news. I'm glad she had time to go to Europe. Um, Bartley also said, she said, she did say Montana doesn't do a 3.8, but she continues to say we can amend the treatment plan. Good. They may not do necessarily a 3.8 where you fill out a 180 JV form, but they do something similar to what a 3.8 does. They can do that. They can do that, and they can amend the treatment plan. Thank you, Bartley. You're awful sweet and kind. You're awful sweet and kind. Um, so I mean, Bob, to do this twice a day, you're truly a blessing. I thank the Lord above for you. Well, I appreciate Bartley. It is kind of hard to do it. There's no question about it. It's one of the hardest things I ever do in my life. So it is a hard thing to do. There's no question about that. Um, what else do we have?
I think my connection is bad.
Hold on. Let me see if I can get my connection go now. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go. I think I have it back here. All right. Is that better? That better? Okay. We have about 3 minutes left of this live stream, and I'm over. In fact, it's almost 8 o'clock. So hopefully, I was able to answer some of your questions and some of your concerns. Um, I think what I'm going to do is take down my phone number and put up the Department of Government Efficiency. The Department of Government Efficiency is a federal government entity that was created in January by our new president that's investigating all the government agencies, including CPS, which is a part of social services. And I know they are. There's a website that they have called doge.gov. It tells you a lot of information on the website. You can offer you a job, a full time job. There's phone numbers that go to the White House. 202 is the White House number, and those numbers do work. They will talk to you. There's also an email that you can send if you have important questions or you have a thing that's gone wrong. They will help you. They will help you. So, um, I'm leaving that on there for people to look at because I'm winding down my show. I do want to thank Bartley from Montana for being in here, and I want you to keep pursuing and keep trying. I know you are, Bartley from Montana. Corilla, it's good to see you. I know you're trying to get your home back, that you're wrongfully evicted, and you want your two babies back. Anna Rachel Smith from Lynchburg, Virginia. I'm thanking you here. I want to hear more about that ABC News and investigation. And Megan Tabitha from Los Angeles, California. I'm glad to hear that you're supporting the podcast, the live stream. And I want to thank my person tonight that has called in, a cousin, not a my cousin, a cousin of hers that got into wrong trouble. That got into wrong trouble. So her name is Nelita Marcias. I'm probably pronounced her name wrong, but it's Nelita Marcias, right?
Yes.
Right. And she had her cousin had system abuse while she was pregnant. And the first baby was adopted a couple years ago. The second baby is in foster care at the moment. So she's gone through this twice. And they probably have a record, and that's why they're trying to take away the baby. This last baby, she has asked a worker to call me so I can get the baby since I have guardianship of her eldest daughter since she was 10 months old. So you have one of her daughters. So you have every right to try to do what you're trying to do. So I really want to see you, and I thank you so much for being on the live stream here tonight. And I want to thank all my listeners and to keep calling in. Do not give up. Never give up on your family or your children. Remember that. There'll be a brief video when I sign up, and I sign up with Nalita. Um, there'll be a brief video for you to watch. So God bless you all. And please come to my live stream tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And you can call me again, Nalita. I like to hear an update. I like to help you We can work through this. If it takes all week long, I can give you 5 hours all week long, okay?
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Bob. I really appreciate
Yeah,
it.
well, I know how much is important to have that child. So, God bless to all of you. This is Nalita from Riverside County or San Bernardino County, California, and Bob Pace from Surf City, USA, signing off. God bless you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Please listen to the live stream not live stream, but the video.
A vivid picture is encrypted in your mind as the critics get in line like they're witnessing a crime. But then you notice there's a shiver in your spine from the feelings of discontentment and bitterness combined. Heartbroken when you listen to the judges, another kid's innocence corrupted. And if you go against then it's destructive. Consider this predicament the toughest, but we believe in a system fit for justice. Child Protective Services only pretends to save it. The one solution for this is worthy of instant praises. 30 years of experience with relentless cases. Allow me to introduce them. This is Vincent Davis defending you when they don't think a mother fits the role. Is it juvenile dependency or government control? Observe the pain in their eyes. It's time for us to realize we are the